I want to talk to you about something most professional organizers get wrong, even the ones who are already really good at what they do. It's not your systems, it's not your marketing, it's not even your confidence. It's how you charge. Because if your revenue is inconsistent, where some months are great and some months are crickets, then there's a good chance that your pricing model is just working against you. It's not what you're charging, it's how you're charging, and you don't even know it yet. So today I'm going to walk you through why hourly pricing, I know we all do it, why that's likely the culprit, and introduce you to a model that makes your services easier to sell, easier to deliver, and a lot more predictable for your revenue. And oh, by the way, a better solution for your clients. It's called session pricing. And once you understand it, I promise you will never go back. That's what all my clients say. So let's start with hourly pricing and why that probably feels really logical, especially when you're just starting out. You do the work, you track the time, you send the invoice. It's really easy. It's what everyone else is doing, right? But here's the problem. The better you get at the work, the faster you move, the sharper your eye, the more efficient you are with your systems and your process, the less you make per job. So think about it. You invest years in getting good at what you do. When you were in a corporate career, you got better at a job and you got more money and you earned more money. You got smarter, you made better decisions in less time. That's the same with professional organizing. So hourly pricing actually penalizes you for that growth. A newer organizer might take 6 hours to do what you can do in 3. Same pantry, same result, half the pay. That is not a sustainable business model. It's a trap. Now, look, I'm not suggesting that you overcharge your clients, but I am suggesting that you value what you're worth as an experienced organizer. And your experience, as your experience increases, so should your pricing. And it's just not really a problem for just you. It's a problem for your client too. So here's what happens when a client hires you by the hour. They spend the entire session watching the clock. So do you. You're worried about getting as much done as you can every hour. They're calculating, what is this going to cost me? That anxiety slows everything down. The client starts to second guess themselves. They stall, they get overwhelmed, which means it actually takes longer. And they end up paying more. Hourly pricing creates the exact opposite of what you're trying to do, and that's the problem. So then there's the estimate problem as well. You might quote a range. You'll say, oh, I think this pantry will take 4 to 6 hours. And suddenly every minute past 4 hours feels like a surprise. Your trust erodes with the client. And I just think there's a better way. Session pricing is simple. You sell your work in defined blocks of time, full day sessions or half day sessions. That's it. I work in full day sessions. That's what I would tell my clients. You're not selling your time. You're selling you as the expert with a clear result and benefit driven language at the end. And that's the way you present it. So instead of saying I charge $75 an hour and it usually takes 4 to 6 hours, but it depends on the space and how tired you are and how many decisions you make, you say I work in full and half day sessions. And for a pantry, I recommend starting with a half day. So here's what we're going to accomplish together. Now think about those two sentences. Think about how you have to caveat and hedge the hourly. The client has to do the math. Their brain has to work really hard. The second one makes them feel led. They feel taken care of. They feel like you're in charge and you know what the heck you're doing because you do. And so like that one phrase, I work in full day sessions, complete game changer in my business. It did everything for positioning me as the expert, and it will tell your client the same thing. It will tell them that you have a process, that you know what the heck you're doing, you know how to fix the space, and you're there to lead them. And that's the role you want to be in. You want to be viewed as the expert. So you have to lean into that expert language and that expert role. So this is the part, though, that I really want you to sit with. So when a client hires you, she doesn't want to manage the project. She wants someone to take the wheel. All of our clients are stressed, don't have enough time, overwhelmed. Your job is to show up as the expert from the very first conversation. That means at an in-home consult, which hopefully you're charging for, you're not asking her how long she thinks it's going to take. You're asking her questions that help you assess the space. So you're making a recommendation. You're telling me about the space. When's the last time you went through it? Are there any sentimental items in here that are going to trip us up and maybe slow us down? And then what you can say is, based on what you're describing, I recommend a half-day session. I recommend a full-day session. That's what works best in this space. You're not guessing, you're not caveating or hedging, you're recommending. It's like just like a doctor recommends a treatment plan, or a contractor gives you scope for the work that they're going to do. That's the confidence. That's what they're paying for. That's what your clients are paying for. And so at the start of the session, you just set the agenda. You decide where you begin. You say, here's how we're going to approach today. You let them know when you're going to take a quick break for lunch. You let them know how the day is going to proceed, because you are the expert. And that's the expert model. A session price is what makes this possible. Takes your eyes off the clock, and it puts you back in the driver's seat of how things are going to go that day. It allows you to do the extra credit stuff, like the labeling and the training and the showing them the system. And I know what some of you are thinking about this hourly idea, because I get these questions all the time. Like, Amy, I'm not good at estimating. What if the space is bigger? What if those boxes are really more full than I thought? So here's the reframe. You are not estimating hours anymore. You are scoping a space. A pantry is still a pantry. A garage is still a garage. A closet is still a closet. And you will learn very quickly what each type of space requires. And when you're committing to a session, instead of some vague hourly range, you're going to be able to say what the end result is. You're going to use a consult, either in person or virtual. You're going to ask about the volume. You'll ask about the sentimental items, do a quick walkthrough, get photos if you need to. The conversation, if you ask good questions, should give you everything you need to make a confident recommendation 90% of the time. For the other 10%, you just build in a simple policy. If you get to the halfway point in a session and you know you're going to need more time, you let her know. You book the follow-up. No surprise invoices, no awkward conversation at the end of the day, just clear upfront conversation. And here's the truth. Here's the reality. You might underprice a session or two because you're learning, and that's okay. That's the cost of doing business. That's the tuition. And one or two longer than expected sessions is completely recoverable. But a reputation for unpredictable billing, oh, she told me it would take 4 hours and it took 8. That's not a good reputation to have. So the other question I get is, oh, but my clients expect hourly. Everyone else is charging hourly. That's not true. Clients actually don't care about the model. They care about two things. They care about how much it's going to cost and what's the end result. What is it you're going to deliver to them? Many of our clients have never worked with an organizer before, so they don't even know how we charge. What you can say now confidently with session pricing is that in a half-day session, we're going to focus on your pantry completely. You'll walk away with a system that serves your family and something you can actually maintain. I'll even put pretty labels on all the bins. That's an easy yes. But a 4 to 6 hour range with an asterisk on it is not. You do not need to explain or defend your pricing model. You just present it as the expert and they will follow your lead. So here's what I want you to take away from this video. I want you to take away that the way you present your pricing is the first signal that your client gets about how you see yourself and how she should see you. How should they value you? When you say I work in full day sessions or half day sessions, you're not just describing your schedule, you're telling them, I've done this before. I know what the heck I'm doing. I'm going to lead you through it. And that's the shift from vendor, from contractor to expert. You are the expert. And I want to encourage you to be that. From it depends how you make decisions to this is what I recommend. And that's the shift. So more than any certification, more than any training, this is what creates the consistent revenue. If any of this resonated with you today, I want to offer you this. I'd love to help you do the work of building your offer, of creating your signature offer and building it with confidence. So if you found this video helpful, I hope you'll subscribe. I've got a lot more coming, and you can check out the one offer worksheet at simplyenough.net/offer. simplyenough.net/offer. So until next time, where we talk more about how we get your business up and running. I'll talk to you soon.